Hello, guys. Hi, Prabhu. Hi, Arjun. We'll have more participants joining in, so we'll wait for that. Hi, Umesh. Good to have you here. Hi, Kao. Hope you're doing well. We'll wait for a couple more minutes for everyone to join in. Meanwhile, while we wait, if you guys could use the chat box to tell us where you're from, uh, a line on how many years of experience you hold, or a simple introduction would be great. Hi, Roger. Hi, Roger. I was just saying if you guys could tell us which country you're coming from and a bit about yourself, as in how many years of experience you have, or some brief background. Simple one-liner would do. Hi, Zahir. Hi, Harshit. Okay. Good to have you here, Roger. Good evening. Great, Razil. Great to have you. Good evening, Harish. Hi, Zawa. Great. Okay. Wait for a minute more and we can get started. Okay. Hi, Javed. Hi, Arshad. Great. So I believe we can get started. So, welcome everyone to the pre-program information webinar on the Chief Technology Officer program by NUS School of Computing. So, we have this webinar scheduled so that your doubts, your understanding on the program improves, as well as we can also understand how the program works. So, if we can move to the next slide. So the agenda is very simple. We have our speaker, Professor Teo, who will be taking care of the session, followed by him discussing on the NUS School of Computing advantage. Right. We'll also try to understand what the market demand is for a strategic technology leader in the changing times and how relevant it is. and also in terms of the program details on what it offers, what the length of the program is, and the basic understanding. And of course, the target audience is what we'll be focusing on who this program is for and who would be the right fit. Then again, the key takeaways of the program on what learning outcomes you'll have and what you will take away as a learning, as a value addition to your career and your progress. We'll also move towards the detailed curriculum where Professor Teo will be taking you through the different pillars or different phases of the program on what modules are covered, and the highlights, which are the unique highlights of the program, which make the program one of the best CTO programs offered, and in terms of the certification that you'll be receiving at the end of the course. And then we'll cover something about Emeritus and how the collaboration works with NUS. And finally, the most awaited part being the Q&A, where me and Professor will be addressing your questions and making sure we can help you at the most. Over to our speaker, Professor Teo again is a very experienced and seasoned professional, has over 35 plus years of experience across various markets. So we are grateful to have him to take you through the program and also help you understand the objectives. So over to you, Professor. Thank you.
Thank you, Suresh. Just a little bit of background how the CTO program came about. It didn't come about because it's a technology program that NUS wanted to deliver, even though we are School of Computing. What has happened in the industry, as you know, transformation is equals to actually partly technology, mostly organization change, and partially the actual business that is existing that has to change to the new. So many of you are working both from the operational marketing as well as the technical part of the organization. In other words, half of you will be coming from background that is non-IT, non-technology per se, even though you might be an engineer. And the other half could be technology person who has grown in their career to be in IT, senior IT people. Whichever the case, these two groups has a very big problem, right? The technology person cannot understand or speak well the business language, and the business people cannot be confident enough to talk about technology knowledge. So why we started this? Because we have always been engaging the industry and the development, and hence why we are positioned first in two survey, right? First will be the QS World University ranking for computer school. We are number one. And similarly, the World University ranking by the computer science organization. But that is to give you a confidence that what we have been doing in the past 2 decades has been right. And this is how the CTO program comes about. So before we can start, there must be a need. Right. So why is that a need for this fusion of two roles, meaning the operational as well as the technology role? It's because our market and our education system has trained people either to be practitioner or to be, for example, business school, or to be engineers or IT people. So, but because of convergence, because of technology transformation, there is a need for a person, a chief technology officer who can hold the strategy, technology together. And the need is surging. If you look at all the advertisement, you'll find that you cannot apply because there's no subtle experience that you can actually put in front. Either you came from a technical route or you come from an operation route. Okay. But the CTO of today is actually both the technologies as a practitioner. So the proof of this will be the huge big market that is growing. So if you look at Statistica, it's about $3.4 trillion that the global market will be spending. If you look at the stock market, and many of you will have investment in the stock market, you will find that most of the technology stocks are actually leading the pack. Right? The conventional companies are actually going behind. So this 3.4 trillion shows you that business, both traditional as well as digital, meaning IT companies, technology companies, are going to spend about 3.4 trillion on business transformation. Okay, so you might ask what it means. It means that the agriculture folks will have to look at automation using robots, using AI to drive their harvester, or their factory that is manufacturing today, for example, in China, can no longer rely on cheap labor. They have to talk about autonomous production. And within each organization, because you have operation to run, you'll find that there will be huge increase in tech projects. So these tech projects are not IT projects. It could be robotics, automation, IoT. And these are the terms that we will introduce to you throughout the course so that you will at least know the use of this technology and the application within the business environment beyond the keywords, right? Don't just sing the word called generative AI, but understand what generative AI can do as an example. So the 30% of tech project is to symbolize that many companies will put a lot of money just to transform themselves digitally. And because of this growing trend of AI, you will be linked to data. There is going to be about 5.1% increase in IT spending. It also means that if you are in a technical route, if you are not enabled using the knowledge of business transformation, you will not be part of the 5.1% growth in IT spending, even though you are in technical route. So all in all, the market demand is a lot, but there is no skill set that is fitting. So we are trying to catch up and train people like you to have the skill set to be ready tomorrow to take on this challenge. So the role of the CTO is not a CTO plus as you will go through the course. It is going to start and you'll be a very hectic 9 to 10 months of your time, right? And each week you will spend about 4 to 6 hours. Believe me, you can, if you are very laissez-faire, you won't make it, right? So there is very strong intensity because of so many diverse knowledge that we are trying to impart to you, for you to read, learn, listen. And starting from the 8th of June, so it will be next year, maybe in March, before you end the course. So be ready to commit if you're coming for this course, because it is quite a hefty investment that you make at 13.5. But one thing that I like to emphasize is that our criteria of admission is very high, right? We are asking for 10 years of work experience and 5 more years of management experience. I will tell you why. Because we are covering the issues facing organization and how do you transform to the next role, next part of the organization, which is a digitalized company organization. You require some foundation, right, about the problem. For example, you must have implemented with your IT department, if you are not in IT, systems, and you will understand what are the issues that is facing your organization. You have to take this learning experience into transformation, because transformation is even many times more than the IT implementation project. You are transforming work processes, business. You are transforming people culture, right? Some jobs will be obsoleted. So how do you handle obsolete jobs? So be prepared for a very fruitful but a very demanding course. So the course is actually designed for people from the two camps, but more importantly, is to build leaders, right? So forget about the two camps. Now put your mind to say that we want to have a technology leader who are commercially driven. So you're looking for solution and creation of value. So your language will not be what is the latest technology. Your language will be, this is how I'm going to deliver value to you. So it will be helped by your experience, because you will make it relevant to your organization, and your organization understand that you are trying to help them to grow and improve to the next stage. So 3 things that you will be exposed to. One of it will be the fabric framework skills management technique of overseeing people. So with people, they have work. So we talk about processes and how existing technology and new technology are going to be used within their company to ensure that they deliver not only positive outcome, but a growing innovative outcomes of the future. Because as time goes, technology will only multiply your value. So we will cover the key skills that you require to effectively align business goal, communicate business strategy. Yes, you need to communicate. Now, this communication is not only to say this is how AI or technology or digital robots are going to be used. It's not that. For us to do automated call center, okay, this is what are the issues that we are facing, and this is how we are going to deliver. So it is to communicate digital technology strategy that creates value, and how do you manage your organization to change. And as you have read in the papers and all the journals, many companies actually not only fail in their digital project, but there is high risk because investments are written off, people get discouraged and they leave the company. So how do you manage this change? So by and by, the end result is that you will be a transformative technology leader, um, and a trusted advisor to the CEO and your board. So why is this so? Because you are going to talk the language of operation, management, the board, business, technology, all in all, right? So it's a very tall order, but you can do it because this is how we have designed this course. So the key takeaway will be we'll teach you how you would craft and think and manage and lead effective technology strategy. How do you master some of the key leadership skill? In the past, it's authoritarian in terms of management, right? I am the manager, you obey. But today, you will find that our workplace are now more collaborative, more inclusive. So these are the new skills that you have to learn, and this is precisely what digital technology brings. It's not to give you more hierarchy, but it's to give you more horizontal communication, integrations with your work partner, stakeholders. And the third will be that the organization framework, because your organization is changing, you just cannot change it overnight, right? There is a transition, there is a way to communicate, there's a way to train, and many of you are undergoing job upgrading. Maybe that's why you attend this course or skill deployment. So these are all things that's happening because technology is very invasive now, it's changing even traditional jobs, right? At the same time, you also heard on the news about things like privacy, data leaks, cybersecurity. We'll cover this because technology is no longer secure per se, because we are trying to propagate it to our customer ecosystem. So that propagation create holes within our systems because people could use data, our information irresponsibly. So how do you create policy to hold this responsibility in an ethical way? And more importantly, is that for you to be a technology leader, a CTO, you need to anticipate the change. It used to be that earlier in my career, we will see technology change every 5 to 10 years. Today, we are seeing it change every year. Okay, take for example, ChatGPT. How fast it was for ChatGPT from OpenAI to go from 3.0 to 4.0. Do your research. But this is the pace of technology. And as a technology officer, you need to keep pace and you need to be able to explain why you are changing some of the technology strategy midway. So the curriculum is divided into 5 pillars or 4 pillars. So we will start you off with what you need as a foundation. Because of leadership qualities, technology, you have to learn things. Example, what is strategic planning? What is strategic thinking? What is business and technology integration plan? And so on and so forth. So this is the foundation to bring you into the framework of how a digital organization should be planning. What do we mean by plan? Do you mean by we just adopt a technology? No. So this plan has foresight, meaning that you are going to plan how the company transit. You are going to plan how the technology in phases will be introduced to the company, because you have to train the people. You have to get the systems up before the next more complex system is ready available. The next phase, we will teach you about organization and process. This is how do you activate your organization, how do you activate and manage your technology partners to bring that strategy into reality. So the second phase is about governance. It is about planning. It's about management. Then the third phase comes in which that you need to know, even if you're not a non-technology person, it will be easy if you're a technology person to understand the nuance of all the technologies that is used in the digital transformation era. Why is this important? Because business people or operation people doesn't have enough confidence to be grounded to make a stand to say that this will help you, right? So we attempt to give you the functional explanation of how the system works, and for you to understand how these are going to be deployed. Example, blockchain, cryptocurrency, AI. Okay, so the technical folks will be able to, from the lecture, understand the business overlay over the knowledge that they know. But more importantly, the business people will understand the technology overlay of benefits and function that is required for them to be sure-footed and confident. Phase 4 will be you as a person. You will find that the new skill that you require is not a manager skill. It is a technology management skill. It doesn't cover managing an IT department of the past. It covers managing the organization, your peers, your fellow C-levels, your bosses, your board of directors. It also covers the organization that is changing. How do you position yourself such a way that when they look at you, they do not treat you as a person who will make them lose their job. They must be treated as a person who add value, that their job will become more valuable, right? I mentioned fifth pillar. So the fifth pillar is actually to bring all these things together, right? The strategic intention, the management skills that is required, the technology functionalities that is required for a digital project, the leadership characteristics that each of you must build as time goes in order for the organization to trust you. This will come in as a capstone project to bring all this together. So that will be the fifth pillar, the capstone project. And the added advantage of NUS is that we are offering to you 2 days of campus experience where we will organize some networking events and visit to some of our research labs. Okay, so I just go very quickly to summarize what I've just said. This technology officer program is not made for technologies only, right? It's made for the leader who has to understand technology and the operation, speak business language, lead the organization, anticipate change, make use of all the upcoming technology, both now as well as in the future. You will have to work very hard for 26 modules around the 4 pillar plus 1. The one will be the capstone project. All the lectures will be pre-recorded so that you have time to go through, because each of you are busy with your work. So you can revisit the lecture many times in order for you to familiar with what is saying. We have a weekend, Saturday, end of the week event in which that the success coach, which is in the bottom, in this case, your success coach will be Dr. Charles. He will be helping you to understand the lecture, clarify concepts. And the success coach is very important because this is a remote lesson. And the interaction with an experienced person is very, very key to help you to unravel things that you know you cannot understand. Okay, and from the previous batches, that session that they have, which is also a Zoom session, give another advantage because each of you come from different industry. Your experience from different industry actually will help your fellow learners, right, to solve a problem, to understand a solution. Okay, so even though it's a remote course, it has lots of benefits of on-site course, as we are using technology as we teach and preach, right? Technology is used to bring people together. So if you complete the Blossom 26 weeks, you will be given a certificate. Okay. Remember, NUS is an education institute. We are not here to help you to find a job, but you can be assured that the knowledge you have, just like if you do an undergrad, will be able to detect the quality of your future jobs because you will understand all the components of that role that you will take, and you will also understand and have the skill to predict, to anticipate, to be ready for the future. So with that, I will put the floor over to Suresh. No sound,
Sorry.
Suresh.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Teo, for taking us through it in detail. So again, Emeritus is ranked the #1 world edtech platform in the world, according to the Time magazine recently. So we collaborate with the top universities across the globe, where we've also collaborated with the School of Computing to offer the Chief Technology Officer and other C-suite level and certification programs. So we've had over 250,000 students from across the globe. So again, we wish to deliver the best of the university as well as the best of the learning experience. Dr. Teo. Yep. So the most awaited, again, part of the program being the Q&A. So we can start taking in questions. You can let us know what doubts you have regarding the program, regarding the registration, the course details, and me and the professor will try to help you out. So the Q&A section would be live now. So you'll start taking questions. Hi, Zahir.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, Zahir.
Yeah, hi. Good afternoon. Thanks for the quick session about overview of this. I just want to understand that you said the recorded videos will be provided and interactive session. So how frequently it is? Like every class will be done by the instructor-led class, then the recording will be provided, or only recording, as in when if you have any questions, we can contact somebody to assist us, or how it is going to work. This is my first question. The next thing is that weekly 2 classes, you said Saturday and Sunday. From what time to what time? Because I'm engaged with other activity or other courses also. What is your plan? That's why I want to know.
Okay. So answering your first question, Zahir, in terms of the program, how it's structured is that you have a set of pre-recorded video lectures from the professors and executive education fellows. So that will approximately take you around 50 to 55 minutes. And as you know, the weekly time commitment is around 4 to 6 hours in a week. So if you take out 1 hour for the pre-recorded video lectures, you have the live session, which is either with the faculty or the success coach that happens every week on your weekend. So the timings to the session will be on a Sunday at 10 a.m. Singapore time. So that will be for around 1.5 hours. And then the rest of the time that you'll be spending will be taking part in the discussion boards, taking part in doing the playbook activity, and doing other quizzes and small activities that you have as part of the week. So in total, the program is a self-paced program, like Mr. Teo had mentioned. But you'll have live sessions every week, either with the success coach, majorly with the success coach, and some live sessions with the faculty also. So that is how your weekly schedule looks like.
Okay, if I understand well, I just want to put in different way. So during weekdays or whatever the timing, whenever I have time, I need to
Yeah,
go
you
through
can.
the slide,
Exactly.
the videos, whatever the clarification, doubts, or whatever I have it.
Yep.
Maybe I can have a dedicated session with the instructor during
Yes.
the Saturday or Sunday. Which day you said? Sunday.
Yeah. And you
Sunday
also
one.
have discussion boards for that. So Q&A is also majorly taken care in the Q&A discussion board, which will be there in the platform, which is active 24/7. So you can put in your questions, even your fellow participants can put in questions. You can help each other out. So you don't
Yeah.
have to wait for the live session. You can
Understood,
always post
understood.
your
That
questions.
is more of curriculum related or any questions,
Yes,
but
exactly.
more interactive with the trainer or
That
no,
will be
or
the live
instructor
session.
on the dedicated weekly Sunday 1.5 hours. Correct? If I
Yes.
understand well.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. The second question. Yeah, they're saying it's false because I thought Saturday and Sunday 2 days will be the classes, but I think now it's Sunday only.
Yes.
From what time to what time, sir?
So it'll be from Sunday 10 a.m. till about 11:30.
Singapore time. Maybe
Yes,
then we
yes.
have to adjust our time. Yeah,
Yes,
6 hours
which
maybe.
country are you based out of, Zahir?
UAE, Dubai.
Okay, so it'll
Maybe
be around,
six,
yeah,
4 hours. 4 hours,
4
I
hours.
think.
Yes.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. Yeah, that we can plan it. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah,
Thanks, Zahir.
thank you very much.
So we've had a few more questions. Okay. So Harish has a question on the work experience. Thanks for the concise presentation. Besides work experience, are participants expected to have any other mandatory criteria? So other than the work experience, which is 10 plus years of work experience, as well as 5+ years of management experience, we also have an English language requirement, which is substituted if your graduation or your diploma was completed in English, as in the mode of instruction, the medium of instruction was English, then you don't need any requirements as such. Other than that, yes, a degree or a diploma is preferred for you to be a part of the program, or else we can compensate that if your work experience speaks for it. So we do give exceptions in those cases. Okay, so Roger has a question. Is project management experience considered as management experience? Okay, so Roger, we have a set of criteria which we consider under management experience. So in that set of criteria, we also include project management experience because it involves coordinating the work of people who do not directly report to you, but you are still responsible for the delivery of the project. So that does come under the management experience. Yes. You're welcome, Roger. Great. Any more questions? I believe Brazil had a question on the main difference between the CIO and CTO. I believe Professor has already answered that for him. That's great. Any other questions? Yes, Zaire, you can type in your question. The duration of the course is approximately 9 months, right? So 9 to 10 months approximately is the course length. I hope you do have the brochure. If not, we'll make sure we email you the brochure and the details once again. Professor, if you could take up Harish's question.
Yeah, Harish. You see, in today's environment, in many ways, you will find that even the role of the IT department is threatened, right? Because it's no longer just information technology. Technology is very wide now, including robotic, including IoT, something that IT doesn't do. So the many years of experience is your foundation, is your asset. What we are trying to do now is to tell you that, you need to take the additional knowledge of transformation, organization change. Even when understanding AI, we're not asking you to understand how to program AI. You know? So if from your question you come from IT, you'll find that many years ago, we have lots of people trying to learn all the new languages that comes in, like Python. But today, even at the AI level, the level of automation in terms of tools is given to you. You need not to understand the underlying math and technology. You just learn how to use it. So that use has to involve an extension of your knowledge. I give you one good example, right? In IT, you normally will implement a SAP or Oracle in Dubai. You'll find that this is no longer enough because you no longer automate the organization. You are not going to link yourself to the supply chain, link yourself to your customers. So these are the knowledge that you require to build, that is technical. But the language that you need to build, or the knowledge of business that you need to build, is how do you convince the people from Emirates Airline, right? They should link to you. And what are the values that is going to be translated to that? Okay. So to your question, yes, your from experience is your advantage, and it's also your liability because people will start to discount IT per se. Even programming can be done by AI. So they want you to be their partner, their trusted advisor. And we are trying to train you to be a trusted advisor. Okay, so the next question, like says, we are not here to find you a job, right? So this is Bahu. He says, what other jobs opening are at for the CTO course? Give you an example. Many organizations ask the COO, right? You will be heading the digital transformation of my company. So let's say you are a supermarket group. You know how to buy and sell things within the supermarket chain, right? But now you got to talk about automating your warehouse. Now you have to discuss about how do you give personal service to people who order grocery online. So this, if you are a technology person, for you to catch that new knowledge of an operating officer is maybe okay, but but for a COO to understand how a robot works, it's difficult. So what we want to emphasize is that technology has grown in such a way that it becomes functional. So you just need to know how to drive a car. You need not to know how to repair a car, right? So you need not how to build a robot, how a robot is used, and what is AI in a robot, and how do you control that robots in terms of a supermarket thing. Okay, so I hope you understand that, right? So it's actually skill plus. It's no longer skill experience plus. This is the new world, and we are trying to prepare you for the new world.
Great. Any other questions? We've had a good number of questions. Any more questions? Yes, Zahir, you can ask your question. You can type down. Okay, that is not a question. Any questions, anyone? Will this program help me to manage people resources better? Professor?
Every organization is different, right? So I just mentioned the supermarket. So you could be coming from the bank. So the issue here is not that you become the CEO of the bank, managing people. The question here is that if a bank is going to be digital, like a supermarket, what does it mean? What kind of technology do you want to strategize? Okay, so you define the problem. And then you begin to say that, okay, who is affected? Oh, the guy who is now at the front desk. Okay, so, and that guy doesn't need, right? Unless you're the CEO. So that's it. You need to understand how do you influence him or her? How do you change his job without the person feeling threatened? And what is the new skills that they person? So this program will definitely help you to manage people. Resources, no. I don't think you manage people as headcount. You manage people as value creator, right? So it's no longer 50% you need to manage. It's the old world. So the new world is that how can we get a more effective? How do you multiply their capability? So these people, 50 people, using the bank will be serving 500 customers. So using these systems of AI automation, you may be serving 5 people in a very, very personal. Okay. So to your question, Karu, okay, so this is a new world. The new world is not that you can manage people well, take care of their HR function. No. Now we are talking about how do you multiply their capability. So using the supermarket as an example, the old man, 70 years old, working at a store who cannot lift things, now can operate a robot, who can now use the robot, lift heavy things around the warehouse of the supermarket, as another example.
Great. Thanks, Professor. Any more questions from anyone? Sure, Prabhu. I'll share it with you post the call, and then we can take it ahead. Sure. Any other questions? Yes, we don't have any more questions. Great. Professor, we can go to the last slide. Great. So if there are any more questions, or if you need to have a detailed call to understand based on your profile on how this program would be suitable, we can have a chat. You can take a screen grab or call on this number or WhatsApp our advisors on this number, and we'll get in touch with you and we'll discuss on how this can be helpful or any other questions that you might have. So that's it for today, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in with us. Thank you, Professor, for being so patient and taking in the questions and guiding us through the process. Thank you, everyone. Have a great evening.
Thank you, everybody. Have a great time. Right.